Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you some more Call of Duty 4. And the reason for it is, I absolutely love and adore the game. I truly do. It is angelic, it is perfection, it is just pure euphoria. Unfortunately, this match is not. And I'm going to preface this by saying that I love Call of Duty 4 so much, if the game was a siren and I was a sailor aboard a boat, then I would be drowning because my boat would have hit those rocks, it would have destroyed, and I would be currently, having like half reverie, half disillusioned sex with some siren under the water as I gradually drown and realise she wasn't there and I've just been lulled by some fucking allegory into my own demise. And the reason I say this convoluted and ridiculous thing is because I really do like this game. Anybody that's watched any of my previous commentaries on it will know that. However, this is kind of a companion to the I hate my team videos, only the difference here is I hate the enemy team. And the reason for this is a 10-minute video on a map I really enjoy. And the enemy team, as you can see, are all above me on this fucking catwalk, and for some reason the MP5 and its random recoil truly fail me when I try and clean them up. And I get screwed on this corner because I'm a bit of an idiot just trying to push a guy that has far superior advantageous position on me. But the reason why I didn't like this team is this could have been an awesome game. This could have been a 50 kill game if the opponents didn't play like utter bitches the entire match. I run around this map maybe 5 or 6 times struggling to find people because they're all in the most ridiculous spots trying to get on the roofs, trying to snipe, trying to be assholes, and you can tell that I'm frustrated throughout the game because you're going to see me change between guns because the MP5 starts to fail me on occasion, and then I think I swapped to like an M4 or an M16 and that doesn't do me any justice, and I end up settling on the AK because it's got good accuracy, it's got good power, and it's good at a distance because I know the recoil, I understand the weapon. And it's just one of those games where it could have been so good, and I know I've been saying this a lot in the uploads that I'm putting for Call of Duty 4, and the games themselves, there's nothing wrong with them, it's just, you know when you're playing that this could be something great. You get that feeling in your stomach that you're onto something really cool. And the last time I got it was the day when my PVR was supposed to have arrived, and I ended up on this map going something like, I think it was 45-3, and the irony of it is I don't think I've ever performed that well ever again on this map, and I wasn't recording because I didn't have the fucking equipment, and it's just tragic. So every time I play Pipeline now, I've got this feeling in my gut that I'm going to have another one of those awesome matches on it, and I'm going to probably die there. Oh, that was lucky. Oh no, I got sniped. I mean, look at this shit, they're just everywhere. I haven't got a kill in like 2 minutes. It's just awful, this game, it truly is. And I had to upload it just to show people. I mean, look at that dickhead, what is he doing? He's sat on top of the fucking pipes in his spawn praying that somebody's going to come along, and the first time somebody does, I kill him. So the strategy was redundant, and I don't know what's happening now. I might be answering my phone, something like that, but yeah, not a good idea. Or it could have been one of those moments where one of my parents comes into my room and they see me wearing a pair of fucking Triton headsets, yet they still try and talk to me. It's like, I can't hear a damn word. It might as well be a fucking ventriloquist show, and I'm not the best lip reader. But it's just awful. As you can see on the minimap right now, my team are all in the opposite hangar, so I'm thinking they're going to be over here, and they're just not. I can't see anybody, no one's showing up on the map, none of my team are getting UAVs, it's just slow, it's just ugly. It's the closest to Black Ops I've ever come on Call of Duty 4, and like I say, I had to put it up because it really pissed me off, but I'm not going to be talking about this purely because you can watch and see for yourself. If anything does crop up that's ridiculous and I have to comment, then I will feel free to, but I'm going to talk about another movie because you'll notice I say because a lot. I don't mean to do it, it's kind of just like a fucking joining word that comes out. And anyhow, that's a nice change of pace. The last movie I talked about in a previous video that you're probably going to be seeing in a random order was Unknown with Liam Neeson. And look at that guy, just sitting around randomly with his sniper rifle looking into a warehouse that none of my team is in. Strange. Well, I tell a lie, my entire team's in. Maybe he had a strategy and I'm just a retard, who knows. But the film I'm going to talk about is an Adrian Brody film entitled Splice. And I didn't know anything about this film, but I went into it with the wrong misconception, and that misconception was it was a horror film. And firstly, this is not a horror film. There are horror elements to it. There's certainly a dark twist towards the end. The plot goes down a pretty questionable moral vantage point and turns into something fucking crazy. But there's actually two films, well there's probably more than two, but there's two films I know of that are called Splice. And the one I thought it was is exclusively a horror film. It's an indie budget horror film. And it's basically about people mutating and turning into monsters because something's been spliced, something's got out. And I thought that was this film. It wasn't. Instead, I got an hour and 40 minutes of probably one of the more fucking boring yet interesting premises of a movie I've seen in a while. And one of the things that allured me to it was the director is the guy who directed the original Cube. And if you haven't seen the movie Cube, it's a low-budget horror film which is absolutely fantastic. It uses one set, which is literally one room, in such a creative and interesting way, and it's a brilliant movie for what it is. And I really like the film, and this is just nowhere near on that level. It's just a completely different fucking ballpark as far as quality and storyline. And to condense it into something palpable for people that don't know what it is, it's about scientists that are working on splicing animal DNA and creating something new. And they end up creating these like amoebous fleshy sacs that kind of look like, I don't know, slug fetus things. And they have a lot of success with it. They get them to mate and all this kind of nonsense, and it shows some real progress, but they want to try and do human testing with it. And obviously it's highly illegal. They'd lose the license, they'd get sued, and the company that they work for would get shut down and all that kind of thing. But they decide to do it anyway, and they do it on the sly, and it's only between Adrian Brody and his girlfriend. And one of the twists of the film is his girlfriend actually supplied this so-called anonymous DNA to the test subject when they finally get the splice to work, so it's a part of her that's turning into this half creature, half female creation. And it gets a little bit convoluted in the whole scheme of things, and they can't keep it in the lab anymore because it's pretty much growing up. It doesn't speak, but it has the understanding and the cognition to know what people are saying, and it's really good at spelling words with Scrabble and all that kind of stuff. It can also breathe underwater for some reason. I'm not too sure why. But they end up moving out to a house, which is not really explained aside from the fact that the girlfriend's mother used to own it and she had a bad relationship with her mother. But the creature's there anyhow, stays there, and it kind of drags on. And it doesn't really go too many places. And what it's building eventually towards is it falls in love, or it has an attraction to Adrian Brody. And Adrian Brody realises that his girlfriend has put her DNA into it, and half of this creature's body is kind of attractive. The other half is fucking god-awful. It's like crazy legs, a crazy tail, and all sorts of nonsense. But the big twist is she comes on to Adrian Brody's character, and for some reason, I don't even know what, aside from he's a horny fucking nerd, he bangs this monster, and it is one of those really, really awkward scenes where he's having sex with this fucking weird thing, and of course the girlfriend storms in, sees it, and it's like, oh my god, how dare you, type of thing. So they have this big relationship, fucking tiff, and pretty much break up. And while this is all happening, the spliced creation that they've made, it ends up dying. It ends up getting sick and dying, so they bury it out in the garden. And out in the woods, should I say, because it's like on an estate. And because what they're doing is illegal, it eventually comes out that the person that is funding them figures out what they're onto, and he wants to claim the creature as his own because A, it has, you know, scientific merit, because they're trying to take this part of its genetic makeup to make a supplement for wheat and corn or something fucking stupid. But they come to claim it, and they tell him that it's already dead. Only the thing hasn't died, it's actually changed gender, which is a plot thread from earlier on in the movie that I ignored because he was fucking pointless, and leads towards a really uncomfortable and unnecessary rape scene towards the end of the film, where the thing sprouts wings, starts killing everybody, and then chases the female protagonist through the woods before getting her down, pinning her down, and raping her. And I know what you're thinking, this sounds like the dullest yet most horrifically poor film ever, and it pretty much is. I didn't enjoy it at all. It was had a good premise, which was ultimately wasted. And then in the end, the husband is dead because the male version of the creation kills him. He then fucks the fucking woman, gets killed by the husband before he dies, and then it ends on the female lead selling the unborn creation from this fucking monster's semen to the company that are trying to develop this gene. So, I know that's probably the worst synopsis for a film that you've ever heard, but it's pretty complicated, and I had to put it out there because it was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. But thanks for watching, guys, and you take care now.